What does it mean when nepotism impacts who we hire and promote? And what does it mean when cronyism impacts who we hire and promote? Do they mean the same thing? In this episode of Know the Difference, we're going to explore the key differences between what it means when we hire members of our family and what it means when we hire people who we like or who will agree with us. In the minds of most people, there is an expectation that the hiring process should always be objective. It should never be complicated with personal conflicts. And those who are given the authority to hire will always be impartial and not allow for personal advantage. Now, in the vast majority of organizations, that is an expectation that is held and protected in policy. But in reality, is always avoiding hiring people that you have a personal connection with really possible? Let's get started by first defining nepotism and cronyism. Nepotism is the act of granting an advantage, privilege, or position to relatives in an occupation or field. This looks like hiring and promoting a member of your family, something that's not always avoidable, but it really doesn't look good in the eyes of most people. Whereas cronyism is the act of granting important jobs or privileges to friends or like-minded acquaintances, regardless of their qualifications. Doing this rather than to independent people who have the necessary skills and experience. Now, ideally, your hiring practices and employee recruitment are intentionally looking for people who are qualified for the role and who have all the necessary skills and experience. In nepotism, it isn't necessarily that the person being hired is unqualified. It's more that their connections or how they were given the chance to be considered for the job. Where in cronyism, it's mostly about how well they know someone in authority or how aligned they are with the thinking of the people in power. The truth is, nepotism is often an unavoidable reality in many small communities or family-owned businesses, where cronyism is really more of an active choice to give an opportunity to someone who is like-minded, regardless of any other qualifications. Now, in the cases that you hire someone who you like, who will agree with you, who does not have the necessary qualifications, and who is related to you, you have both nepotism and cronyism. But one of the dangers with confusing nepotism and cronyism is that we can easily paint coworkers with the same last name as your boss as entitled cronies, who were given the job without merit, when in reality it might just be that they had an advantage getting the interview, but they were hired on their qualifications. Not all nepotism is a sign of bad hiring. It's when those people are given the job to be cronies of the boss with unearned authority, cushy jobs, and privileges that bad hiring has occurred. If you'd like to know more about how to attract and hire employees based on merit, then make sure you check out some of our other videos and our website, roman3.ca, for tools, resources, and support, because knowing is half the battle.